Have you ever felt the sting of confusion when someone you've grown close to suddenly starts to pull away? It's a common experience, leaving us wondering what went wrong. One moment, there's a deep connection, shared laughter, and intimate conversations. The next, a silence settles, a distance grows, and the warmth seems to fade. We often immediately turn the blame inward, replaying every interaction, searching for a misstep, a wrong word, or a moment we somehow messed things up. But what if this dynamic isn't always about you? What if the reasons people create distance are far more complex, rooted in their own internal worlds? The initial phase of connection is often exhilarating. We share, we bond, we feel seen. It's like finding a missing piece of a puzzle. But as intimacy deepens, it can trigger subconscious fears. For some, true closeness feels like a threat to their autonomy or a pathway to inevitable pain. These are often echoes from past experiences, old wounds that whisper warnings when new connections become too significant. They've learned to protect themselves. Consider the avoidantly attached individual. Closeness, for them, can feel suffocating. It triggers a deep-seated need for space and independence. They might crave connection, yet simultaneously push it away when it gets too intense. It's a dance between desire and defense, often misunderstood. Then there are those whose lives are simply overwhelming. They might be navigating personal crises, professional stress, or family difficulties. These burdens consume their emotional energy, leaving little room for new or deepening relationships. Their distance isn't personal, it's a matter of survival. Sometimes the initial honeymoon phase of a relationship naturally transitions. The intense novelty fades, replaced by a more stable, yet perhaps less overtly passionate, connection. This shift can feel like a pulling away if we misinterpret the change as disinterest, rather than a natural evolution towards a different kind of closeness. Unspoken expectations also play a significant role. We all have different ideas of what closeness entails, how often we should communicate, and what vulnerability means. When these expectations diverge, one person might feel the other is becoming distant, while the other believes they are simply maintaining their preferred level of intimacy. It's not a rejection, but a difference in emotional rhythm, like two dancers trying to find a shared beat without discussing the music. Sometimes people are unconsciously testing the waters. They pull back to see if you'll pursue them, or if you'll respect their need for space. This can be a maladaptive coping mechanism, born from insecurity, attempting to gauge the strength of the bond without direct communication. Or perhaps you might be overinvesting. Giving too much too soon can sometimes overwhelm the other person, making them feel pressured or obligated. Healthy relationships require balance, a give and take, a natural rhythm of closeness and personal space. Overgiving can disrupt this delicate equilibrium. Self-awareness is key. Have you, perhaps, neglected your own boundaries in the pursuit of closeness? Did you lose a piece of yourself along the way? When we merge too much, we risk losing our individuality, which paradoxically can make us less appealing to others and ourselves. The fear of being consumed, of losing oneself in another, is a powerful motivator for creating distance, even if it's an unconscious one. Ultimately, people change. They grow, their priorities shift, and sometimes those changes lead them in different directions, even from those they deeply care about. It's a natural part of the human journey. Not every connection is meant to be a constant, unwavering presence, but rather a season, a lesson, or a moment of shared growth. Understanding these dynamics can free us from the heavy burden of self-blame, allowing us to approach these situations with more empathy and less personal hurt. So, when someone pulls away, instead of questioning your worth, try to remember the multitude of reasons that might be at play in their own world. Focus on your own inner stability. Cultivate self-compassion and reinforce your own boundaries. Your peace isn't dependent on another's proximity. Practice acceptance for the unpredictable nature of human connection. Some bonds naturally ebb and flow, and some simply run their course, leaving valuable lessons behind. Allow others the space they need, and grant yourself the grace to move forward with your heart open yet wisely protected. True connection thrives on freedom, not force.